Everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk again about PrimeXBT. This is an updated version of the previous one I did in September. So if you watch that video, it's relevant, but this one will be better because it has more information. So let's get going. So boys and girls, welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. This is great for investors and also traders. So if you're an investor and you're thinking, oh, PrimeXBT is trading, honestly, stick around. You're going to be amazed by something in a second, what is coming to the platform in April. So please do stick around. But I do want to go over it fully so people can understand how the exchange works. It may be a bit of a big video in terms of how I use it and how I've used it in the past, in terms of why I believe it's really, really good and a bit different to anything else out there compared to the likes of Binance, Bybit, etc., etc. It really, really is quite an interesting concept. I love it. So 1st of April, this is coming out, Covesting. You've probably seen on the screen here, this element here, it is coming out on the 1st of April, I believe, roughly April time once it's all done. I'm going to go over Covesting in a second, but this is great for investors as well, allowing you to jump in on whatever the traders are doing as an investor and not worry too much about the ups and downs. So it's kind of over an averaged daily capital per whatever that trader is doing. So all the information is pretty much there for you. You don't have to be a trader to get involved in this. New investors won't have to sit back and watch experienced traders raking profits while they're stuck getting liquidated or stopped out. That is one thing that is said in this article. The biggest problem you've got with new traders come to the market, they don't understand risk management, money management, leverage, all kinds of stuff like that. Problems with that is people then get disheartened, but this is a great element to get people involved in making money and learning from other traders, watching their trades, seeing what they're doing, and also making money as well, which is brilliant. So Covesting, what is it? Covesting is a trading services and technology provider which is providing services on with PrimeXBT. So what these are people that are trading, copy trading essentially. If you look at eToro, I've mentioned those in the past, they do stuff like this where you can copy their portfolio and you get an average yield back off their performance. So you've got to do your due diligence, you've got to figure out, are they any good? Are they real? Or etc. So they do all the vetting for you, they do all the monitoring, all kinds of stuff like that. But this is a great place to kind of, if you are brand new and you're like, oh, I want to make money in crypto, but I want to learn how to do it off the pros, not a bad place to start. If you are watching these people and you're seeing their trades, it's a really good tool watching other people work. So they are regulated by the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission and Republic of Estonia. Not a bad start. So one thing I will say is don't risk what you can't afford in any sort of investment. This is again putting your hands in with traders. You know, if you're looking to grow a average yield of a couple of % per week, per month, whatever, you don't want to just put it into anyone because they could lose it easily. But in terms of how this looks, it is pretty decent. You can obviously do vetting and you can figure out who's what, how good are they doing, all kinds of stuff. And this is their platform that they use. Covesting's been around for a while. It's pretty neat and tidy in terms of how it works, but then again, this does go onto the PrimeXBT exchange. So in terms of how it looks on PrimeXBT, just to give you an insight, it will look like this. Simple, really. You'll click on a person. You know, obviously it's coming soon, not quite there yet. But you know, when you get onto your portfolio management, I think I've got some pictures on here actually. There you go. Cool. So you'll figure out how good they are in terms of what they've done. And again, you got the offers here as investments. Cool. If you obviously, the more you invest, the more you get out of it. It's kind of one of those things in terms of equity. But you can see here very easily how it all works in terms of who's doing what and how they're doing in terms of trades and how much daily profit they're getting, how much winning essentially are they doing. So you're basically creating your fund, leveraging other people's trades, okay? And I think that is a really, really clever feature that is coming to a leverage exchange, which is good. And again, it brings people in. Like if you're completely new and you want to learn off someone and seeing exactly what they're doing in their trades and what they're holding and how long they're holding for, copy their style, get in touch with them and all kinds of stuff like that, it will make a huge difference in terms of how you develop as a trader or even as an investor looking forward. So it's a great tool. eToro use it very, very well. eToro obviously are a huge exchange who has a huge copy feature, which you can obviously watch and see exactly what people are holding and seeing how long they've held it for. So the main feature done, happy with that. Let's look at the exchange though, because I'm going to say something here that you may not believe. I think this has got the best mobile phone application around. This is where you compare the likes of MetaTrader, by the way, which if you're into Forex and stocks and stuff, you probably know, and CTrader. When I get my phone out, I'm going to show you the exchange. It's unbelievable, and I'm hoping you can see it on the webcam. But very, very simple to use. You got, it looks quite neat. I don't know if you can see that, but it is pretty awesome. And when you go to the trade button, it is really, really neat and tidy. When you compare that to the likes of MetaTrader, it is really, really good. And it's the same on the exchange itself. Personally, I'll be honest, I've already said this to the team. When I've used not MetaTrader, sorry, you could probably argue the exact same. When you use the likes of this as an exchange, I don't think the exchange in terms of the candles and the formation is neat. I think if they get TradingView API on that, it will take it to the absolute next level. And I honestly mean that, because I only use TradingView. This is obviously my TradingView chart. It's neat and tidy. It's all set up for me. Yeah, cool. I put my teeth back in. I already pay for TradingView, so I'll always use it. If I'm going to execute orders, I will do the very simple thing of like looking at my chart, go like this, go onto the phone, put in my levels that I put in, my stop loss, and I'll just press execution. Boom, done. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to worry about another screen. So that's one thing that I do not like about PrimeXBT, is the fact that I just don't use this. It's not a bad thing. The orders are still all the same and stuff, but in terms of how it's used, it is really easy. So don't worry too much about putting on your tools and all your stuff. And I've just put this as random just to kind of show you stuff. But the buttons here, in terms of how it all works, it's all customizable. So you go to your widgets, you can put your positions on your dashboard. That is what this is, the dashboard. You've got watch lists, you've got your chart. Now, one thing that I do recommend is put your dashboard as what you look for. I've just put some random stuff in here at the minute. I've just got some currency pairs, not cryptocurrency. I'm going to come into that in a second. But in terms of why I rate this version of any exchange compared to the likes of Bybit in terms of choice, is simple. Bybit, you're only using USD. So BTC/USD, Ethereum USD, XRP USD. Fair enough, cool, that's happy days. This has Forex, this has indices, has all the big funds essentially that you can trade longer term, but it has BTC. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change this around a bit just to try and show you some stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bin off the chart just for a laugh, because why not? What we're going to do, I'm going to go watch list. Has it added? There it is. So, is that the right one? No, sorry, apologies. It's handed it down here, that's why I didn't see it. Idiot. Bosh. I know it looks like a mess. I know, but this is fully customizable. You can play around with it, you can move it all around, easy peasy, but I'm not too worried about in terms of how the layout looks, okay? It's kind of one of those things, I don't really use it that much in terms of layout. I use it just to put orders in. So, what have we got? Let's have a little look at the Forex market first. These have got a lot more pairs. And the one thing I also want to show you as well, if I just put in PrimeXBT, the volume in terms of this as a company is going really high now. It's through the roof. We've got Trustpilot, you've got all kinds of assets. In terms of how it all works, it's kind of all there, cushy. You know, a lot of people, a very big amount of orders coming in now. It's really, really good. Compared to when I first did it, in terms of like my first video on PrimeXBT, there wasn't as many, like obviously the liquidity was a lot lower. It's changed a lot. It really is coming to become one of the most established exchanges out there. So definitely, you know, in terms of that, it's good. It's got a lot of pairs. A lot of pairs for Forex, got all the majors and minors pretty much, majority of. CFD, you've also got the big funds such as, you got oil, not bad. You got the Dow Jones, you got obviously the NASDAQ, you got the S&P 500, the FTSE, bit of variety there. And guess what, boys and girls, you are actually trading in Bitcoin. So if you are into cryptocurrency massively and you also like to trade other things and you're using other platforms and you want to grow your Bitcoin, well, link is obviously below. Check it out. Crypto. The reason why I like this more is because if BTC is having a bit of a dive or its dominance is changing, you can trade in BTC. So Ethereum/BTC instead of Ethereum USD as examples. Litecoin, EOS and XRP. We've all seen what happens when Bitcoin goes vroomf. Your BTC value of your coin assets are going to go to the floor. Guess what? Counter trade. Awesome. I do not use BitMEX because it's a piece of shit. This is much better. However, it is programmed a little bit different in terms of how you do it. So if you want to do a trade, let's just say we're going to do a trade on Litecoin BTC. Random, I know. This is your new order book. Basic order is on obviously market or limit. Obviously when you're doing an order, you got to look at the amount. You can see the amount, it's kind of obvious. If you're going to put in 1, look at the impact. The 1 amount, by the way, is how much you're pretty much risking in terms of like, you know, how many coins that is. So 1 just say 1 Litecoin. Now, one thing to consider, do not get caught out by this. The available margin balance here is key. This is like using cross leverage on Bybit or BitMEX. Okay, you're using the equity, and all of that is going to defend your position. So you've got to try and have available balance in terms of your margin, essentially, as high as possible. Don't go 1% remaining. You know, you will get very, very easily liquidated very, very quickly. Again, buy or sell how much, so that would literally be 1 Litecoin value, essentially. And obviously limit price, what's price? The easiest part about this is the stop losses. I think the stop losses are brilliant. Now they are using steps, which is basically like, essentially like pips. You can see here, value wise, very, very simple to use. You can't really go wrong with it. It's really, really easy. Again, projected loss, projected profit, I don't know, 2000, cool. That is, you're risking that much, you could potentially lose that much if you so wish to, or you know, or impact balance essentially. It's a pain to kind of work out in terms of the maths, but it works incredibly well. Obviously you got order duration, good to cancel, or it'll cancel at the end of the day. If it doesn't go through, it'll just end the trade. So it's very, very old school in that way in terms of it's like a traditional broker. And a lot of people who have used it in my group prefer that. It's like a lot more cultured in terms of if they've ever traded Forex, it's like, well, that's really, really easy to use. And again, in terms of laying everything out, you can literally start again from scratch and you can play around with it. Again, if you want to just put a chart on there, I don't want 2 charts on there. I get a bit too trigger happy. If you want to put your positions on there, if you want to put your orders on there, if you want to put a dashboard on there, cool, you can do it. But what you could do is you can kind of go, well, I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to put this down here with it. I'm going to have a huge dashboard. Or you can go and just put, well, you know what I'm going to do? Watch list. I think I went too hard on that one again. No, I didn't. It's all right. Can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. How easy is it? Very easy. Personally, you know, how I would have it, I'd rather have it as a dashboard. So how this would work, say you want to do gold, easy. If you want to do Bitcoin, cool. If you want to do Ethereum, cool. So it's all there for you. It tells you exactly what you need to do. All you need to do on this one again, same thing. What size? Sell. 0.50, boom. How much impact will that have? Stop loss. Take profit. If you want to put, say you're selling it and you're going to put your stop loss, say, I don't know, 890. Cool. Take profit, I don't know, 82. Huge. That could be a decent trade if that would actually happen. But that's just to give you an idea. Other things to mention though, in terms of your account, it's simple. No KYC required. Obviously you can see how bad I'm doing at the moment. I'm not really using this, just to put it out there. I'm currently working on another project, so my trading is a little bit scarce at the minute, but I am using other exchanges. Obviously you got affiliate earnings, promo codes, all kinds of good stuff. And one thing that I will say is this: they are a great team. They will want you to succeed. Their support is really, really good. Their live support and chat is instant. It's crazy how instant that is. And you know, in terms of like any issues you may have, they will get back to you very, very, very quickly. And I always say that if you've got an exchange that you can get in touch with people very, very quickly, they're good. Try getting in touch with people in BitMEX. It's impossible. Bybit's really, really good as well. Obviously the likes of PrimeXBT, as I said, it's really, really good. I've never really had to use a Binance version, but I wouldn't even know if they would get back to me very, very quickly. But I will say that these are freaking awesome to get back to you. But that's all I want to kind of go on today, realistically. But this Covesting element is absolutely crazy in terms of what this could yield long term for people. Even if you're an investor, even if you are a trader and you're just looking to like copy someone with a little bit of scarce money, using a more leveraged platform, which is a bit more interesting. So yeah, do check out the links. I'm going to put this link below just so you can kind of see how it all works. And this is out on the 1st of April. So you will probably start seeing maybe some price action with Covesting going up, with people using it, obviously interest on this platform. But you got to look, there's a lot of people now using PrimeXBT. If you're going to be a betting person, a lot of people will also come to PrimeXBT for that simple lines of, I could use Covesting to grow my portfolio, which is always the key. So there you go. Today's video done. Hope you enjoy. Link is below if you still wish to use PrimeXBT. You know, it's pretty decent. It does work very, very well, and I cannot really, I can't really go against it. Apart from the chart element, it's a bit old school. You don't need it because the mobile app is amazing, and the application to do your trades is absolutely perfect, and it is very, very fast. No issues in terms of lockdowns, in terms of obviously BitMEX. And yeah, you can start within 40 seconds, literally.